Knight f3, d5, g3, Knight f6, Bishop g2, c5, Castle kingside, e6, c4, Knight c6, c takes d5, e takes d5, d4, c takes d4, Knight takes d4, Bishop c5, Knight takes c6, b takes c6, Queen c2, Queen b6, Knight c3, Bishop e7, Bishop e3, Queen a6, Knight a4, Castle kingside, Rook a c1, Bishop d7, Knight c5, Bishop takes c5, Bishop takes c5, Rook f e8, e3, Knight e4, Bishop d4, Rook a b8, b3, Queen b7, Queen b2, f6, Rook c2, a5, Rook fc1, Queen c7, Queen a3, Queen d8, h4, Queen c7, Bishop f3, Rook b5, King g2, Queen b8, Bishop e2, Rook b7, Queen takes a5, Queen d6, Bishop f3, Queen e6, Queen a6, Rook b8, King g1, Queen f5, Bishop g2, h5, Queen e2, Queen g6, Queen f3, Knight d6, Queen f4, Knight f5, Bishop b2, Knight h6, Bishop d4, Rook a8, a4, Knight f7, Rook takes c6, Bishop takes c6, Rook takes c6, Rook a d8, Rook c1, Knight e5, Rook d1, Queen c2, Bishop f3, Knight d3, Rook takes d3, Queen takes d3, Bishop takes h5, Rook e7, b4, Rook c8, Bishop f3, Queen c4, b5, Rook d8, b6, Queen takes a4, h5, Queen b3, h6, Queen b1 check, King g2, Queen g6, h takes g7, King takes g7, Bishop c5, Rook f7, Bishop d4, Rook h8, Queen g4, Queen takes g4, Bishop takes g4, Rook e8, Bishop e6, Rook fb7, Bishop takes d5, Rook takes b6, Bishop takes b6, Rook takes b6, King f3, Rook d6, King e4, Rook b6, King f4, Rook b2, f3, King g6, e4, Rook e2, Bishop e6, Rook e1, Bishop d7, Rook e2, g4, Rook e1, Bishop e8 check, King g7, g5, Rook g1, G takes f6 check, King takes f6, Bishop h5, Rook e1, Bishop g4, Rook e2, Bishop d7, Rook e1, Bishop c6, Rook e2, Bishop d5, Rook e1, Bishop c4, King e7, King e5, Rook c1, King d4, Rook d1 check, Bishop d3, King e6, f4, Rook e1, e5, Rook d1, f5 check, King d7, King e4, Rook e1 check, King f4, Rook g1, f6, Rook a1, Bishop f5 check, King e8, e6, Rook a7, Bishop e4, King f8, King e5, King e8, King d6, King f8, e7 check, King f7, Bishop d5 check, King takes f6, e8 promotes to Queen, Rook a6 check, Bishop c6,